Evening, folks. Evening. I've started the stream a little bit early. Apologies. I was hovering over the button ready to start and I pressed the start button. So here we are. So we're back tonight for round 6 of the P1RC GT3 World Sprint Series. So 3 races per night. As you can see on screen, we are live from Tokyo Expressway South counterclockwise circuit. So there's one of the bigger variants. A couple of tricky hairpins, the shipping container area as well, a bit tricky. It's not quite a hairpin, but it may as well be. Let's hope the weather stays clear tonight. A bit of rain at this circuit can cause absolute chaos. There's no runoff here at Tokyo. It is literally a street through the middle of town. So Armaco and concrete barriers either side of you. Absolutely no opportunity for, you know, mistakes and running it off track and getting it back on. That's not going to happen tonight. So, what do I need to do? I need to turn that on. So, the lineup for tonight, we have got a 5-minute qualifying, which is it's just kicked off, actually. We jump into the first race, which is 15 minutes. They start with 30% of fuel for that qualifying. The 15-minute race, false starts and grid starts are enabled. Fuel and tyre wear is set at ×1. We then jump into race 2, which is a full reverse grid from race 1 results. A rolling start to try and stop any chaos into the first couple of corners. And fuel and tyre wear jumps up another notch to ×2. And then we go for the third race, which is set from final race positions from race 2. That's where you're going to start in race 3. We're back to false start, grid start again, and fuel and tyre wear goes up again to ×3. They do have to use... Oh, I've just been kicked out of the lobby. They do have to use 1 set of medium tyres throughout the evening. And if they use those in race 1, they have to use them in qualifying as well. So, points-wise, so far, we've got Mocking Weeks leading the way at the minute with 202 points. Excuse me, P1 Dylan with 165 in second. Obi-Wan in third with 154. Skippy in fourth with 151. Pilgrim in fifth with 146. Tyre Slayer 6th with 127. Jonesy in 7th with 105 points. Come on, click, damn it. We've got Jonesy twice on the score sheet. He's 7th with 105 points. What have you done here, Pilgs? DDR Jonesy 105. Tyre Slayer's got 127. But then DDR Jonesy's got 127 up here as well. So not sure what's going on there, but Jonesy's on the scoreboard twice. Captain Thomas Cook, 124 points. I don't even know what position he's in anymore. P1 the Dodger's got 97 points. Bo has got 90 points. Ricky J, 89 points. We've got Footer with 80 points. P1 Manny with 76 points. And P1 Don with 57 points. So what is happening with this lobby? There we are. So let's get ourselves in. Merch still available then, people. T-shirts and stickers. Hit me up at Darksmoker at Google Mail if you want any of those. Evening Pugwash. Should be good for Thursday. In Cleo's. Feeling a lot better now. Pills are kicking in. Whoop whoop. Oh, wrong. No, not those pills. No. Okay. Right. Let me turn the sound on for you lot. Why can't I hear anything? Yes, I can. Yeah, I just had my volume turned down a little bit. So we have got, apart from myself, because I'm taking up a spot in this lobby, we have got an absolutely full lobby tonight. Full 15 driver grid. So qualifying just starting then. Let's just see who we've got. We've got Footer, Ricky J, Mockin, Pilgrim, Apache, Jonesy, Bo, Obi-Wan. We've got Dylan, Don, Skippy, Ricky J. They're all coming out of the pits, so no idea. Drivers coming and going always messes me up. Right, forget that. Let's get ourselves in. There you go. Nearly deafened myself. My volume on my headphones was up far too loud. So out laps again. It's only a 5-minute qualifier. Oof, a bit of a wobble on for there for Pilgrim. So this is the start line. Bink just there, absolutely nowhere near the pits. Head down towards turn 1. Hard on the brakes, 90 degree, pretty much around there. Carry a lot of speed through. Down the hill, round the slight left, back up the hill towards this shipping container section. And again, this is a tricky one. Easy to outbrake yourself here, run yourself absolutely wide. Pilgrim just catching the first apex, almost catching the second. Does catch the third and then switches it back to the other side. Gets through the left cleanly as well. Again, tricky section if you get that one wrong, with a lot of drivers headed into there. It can cause chaos through this 90 right then. Again, just got to be careful on the power through there. Easy to take it out wide into the wall. I don't know who Vegas Paul is. Is he in this lobby? I don't see him. So through the S's, carry a lot of speed through these as well. Can get a couple of drivers side by side through there, not quite through those last couple of corners. And then down towards this hairpin. This is the pit entrance as well, under this bridge. So there's the yellow line. And through that hairpin, we'll stick with Pilgrim. So back up the hill then, to this top part of the circuit. These S's again can carry a fair bit of speed through these. Final corner coming up then, pretty much 90 degree left-hander. Again, easy to run it out wide into that wall on the right, through the little kink, and then down this long start finish straight again, down towards the line. So there is a lap of Tokyo. Everybody across the line yet, so we'll have to see what sort of times people are putting in. But currently it's Dylan on the top spot with a 1:56.0 in the Corvette. Bo's in second in the Porsche currently. Obi in third. Another Corvette. Apache in the Mercedes in fourth. Tyre Slayer. Oh, Tyre Slayer was in fifth. He's just been pushed Down the order by this man. P1 Don slots himself into fifth then. 59.5 on the board for him. Tyre Slayer in 6th. Pilgrim 7th. Ricky J in 8th. P1 the Dodger was in 9th, but he's just been pushed down the order as well. So he's down into 10th. Pugwash in 11th. Skippy in 12th. Footer 13th. Walking Weeks currently 14th. And P1 Manny 15th on the grid at the minute. So about a minute and a half left of qualifying. We'll see another lap pretty much after this. Maybe not some of the drivers tucked away at the back of the field. Dylan then leading this qualifying session. Second in the championship as well. A few points behind Mocking Weeks. But could make a good jump up here if he gets 3 good results. Mocking Weeks then, talking about him, current championship leader, crosses the line. He sticks in a 1:56.591, so he's into second on the grid, still half a second slower than Dylan at the minute. So will he go faster towards the line then for Dylan? We'll see another lap. Crosses the line, not quick, it's a 2 minute that time. Again, he gets this final opportunity. Pilgrim's come through to snatch second off of Mockin. 156.3 for him in the Mercedes. Almost being pushed down here by Obi. There's Obi helping him out on the fast bits. Not close enough now. This is a final lap of qualifying then. You've just got to cross the line, whatever that time is that your fastest will stand. Towards these S's then for Mockin. Through there nicely in the Mitsubishi. Final corner through there then. Oh, just dinks into the wall a little bit through there for Mockin. That's going to slow him down. Can he retake second? Can he take first? Up to the line then. Regains that second. 156.3 for him. Dylan's still out on track. Pilgrim still out on track. As is Bo. Obi behind him. Here comes Tyre Slayer. Jay and Apache cross the line then. 7th place for Apache unless people behind beat him. Jonesy in 8th. Don in 9th. Manny in 10th, Skippy in 11th, Fudder 12th, Ricky J 13th, Dodger in 14th, and Captain Pugwash 15th. Still waiting for these guys to cross the line then. Tyre Slayer and Dylan. Mockin Week's done, Pilgrim done. That's it then, that is your order. It is going to be Dylan up front, Mockin Week 2nd, Pilgrim 3rd, Bo 4th, Obi in 5th, Tyre Slayer 6th. Apache in 7th, Jonesy in 8th, we'll have Don in 9th, Manny in 10th, Skippy in 11th, Fudder 12th, Ricky J 13th, the Dodger in 14th, and Captain Pugwash in 15th. Driving a Pug, funnily enough. There are official results then on screen for you guys to look at. I'm not going to read through them all again, but Dylan taking qualifying win. Didn't have a look at tyres, so maybe everybody on the softs, I don't know. Again, if anyone was using the mediums in qualifying, they have to use them for race 1. It'd be cheating, wouldn't it, eh? Use the softs in qualifying, stick in a spanking lap, get up front, and then stick the mediums on, slow everyone down. No. No, no, no. Here we go then, race 1, just about to get underway here at Tokyo. Dylan on that front spot, Mockin Weeks. We'll have to try and get a good run round the outside into turn 1. See who gets the better start though. Here we go, the lights go on then. Race 1 just about to get underway. Bam, they do. Absolutely neck and neck between Dylan and Mockin in terms of getting off the line. There they all come barreling down towards this turn 1 then. Give me more cinematic cameras, PlayStation. Everyone getting through there reasonably cleanly. Let's just stick with the front guys heading up towards this shipping container, almost hairpin. Under a bit of pressure. Oh, Mockin Week's going a bit deep into that corner. He's under pressure from Pilgrim. Pilgrim scoops through, gets that second position. Mockin has to slot himself back into 3rd. Obi-Wan unfortunately unable to take advantage from that, but right behind Mockin Week's then. Oh, just hooked onto that fight as well. Ooh, so Apache on the mediums for race 1. Currently sitting in 6th. A little bit of a gap between himself and Tyre Slayer. He's got a few drivers lining up for a move on him. He's got Don, Manny and Skippy all looking for a way past. Side by side coming into this hairpin. little bit deep. Don goes through. Tyre Slayer keeps that position. Does he? Oh! Oh! Oh, what a shame. I think Skippy got tangled up with Manny, slowed down to try and give Skippy the position back, and took out Fudder. What an absolute disaster for these three. Now he's got the Dodger, Captain Pug. Oh, Pugwash goes deep into that corner as well, slams it into the wall. Ricky J off the back of this field as well. Currently 14th. Jonesy all the way off the back, 10 seconds down. Must have got that shipping container hairpin. Shipping container area or the hairpin wrong. And look at the lead. Dylan stretched out already. 2 seconds up front. Holding on to that second position. Pilgrim still right behind him. Obi still right behind him. Bo just managing to keep onto the back end of this. Corvette then carrying the speed past the Mercedes. Still trying to run around the outside here, Pilgrim. He's had to take a slightly slower line through there. Pilgrim almost getting his way past. Into this right-hander. A little bit of a dink into the wall there for Pilgrim. That slowed him down. Look at that. And the gap that Obi's pulled. This opened up between himself and Mocking Weeks as well. Still getting a little bit of a toe down here, both drivers. But those gaps have opened up anymore, and they do lose that slipstream. So on board with Mockin then, chasing down race leader. 1.1 seconds behind him. Calmly through there for the Mitsubishi. Oh, a little bit of a tail slap on there for Dylan in front. Loses a couple of tenths due to that. That brings Mockin back into the game, almost gaining a slipstream off of Dylan in front. Another little tank slapper like that off Dylan, just to help him bring that gap back down. He's doing an alright job of it of himself at the minute. 0.9 of a second between those two. Obi then got himself past Pilgrim and Bo as well. That little dink into the wall has cost Pilgrim a couple of places. Chasing down that 4th position, back off Bo though. He's still doing alright, he's on the mediums for this first race. Pulled a bit of a gap over Dom, 2.5 seconds back to the Corvette in 7th. Also on that medium tyre. So I wasn't paying attention at all, was I, to tyres in qualifying. Manny on the mediums, Skippy on the mediums, Fudder on the mediums. A lot of these drivers getting rid of them early then. Ricky J on the mediums, Pugwash on the mediums, Dodger on the mediums, Jonesy's on the softs. He's managed to get that position back off of Tyre Slayer, and there is Tyre Slayer on that soft tyre, but 5.8 back from Jonesy. Oh, well, there's a dent in the race. Dylan with a full 1 second penalty. I forget where the penalty zone is on this track. Could be at the after the hairpin at the bottom here. He's got a full second he's got to lose. He's 1.1 ahead of Mockin, but that 1 second never equates to a second. It always ends up being about half a second more than whatever the penalty says. So it could work out in Mockin's favour here. Come on, give me a different camera. Will it be start finish straight where the penalty loss happens? Yes, it is. So he's got to come around this left-hand corner then, Dylan. He will lose this lead. Oh, gap at 0.7. Through those 2 markers. There's the brakes going on. Mockin goes flying by. There goes Obi-Wan as well, chasing down the counterpart. Sorry for that. That's what happens every time it goes under one of these road signs. So Mockin into the lead of this race then. Dylan second, just 0.9 of a second back, just gaining a tiny bit of slipstream. And Obi-Wan 1.1 seconds back from those two. Top 3 pulled a bit of a gap then. Pilgrim still under pressure from Bo for 4th. Thought about it. Oh, into the shipping containers. Drivers just having to take it a little bit easy through there. Don't want the back end of these cars to step out. Gap stretches open a little bit between Pilgrim and Bow then. Apache clinging on to the top 5 though. He's only 2 seconds back. Look, there is Bow and Pilgrim just down there. Done doing an alright job on those at mediums also. Not too far back really. Mockin then holds on to that lead. Dylan has brought that time back down though. It's down to half a second on the exit of the hairpin. Through these S's, coming up towards this final corner then. Final corner of the circuit, not of tonight's first race. Nice and cleanly through there on the exit for Mockin. But Dylan still in the slipstream, heading up this start-finish straight. We'll start to close the gap up. It's not going to be enough to make a move into turn 1. Mitsubishi actually carrying good speed up there. Nice time line though for Dylan. Brings that gap down to 10th. Still closing up on him as we head down the hill. Hugging this right hand side of the circuit as we head up towards these shipping containers. There goes Dylan looking for the run around the outside. He's going for trying to get the cut back up the inside. It's not going to work through this particular section. Oof, gets a wobble on the exit as well. Chase is still on here then. Little drag into the wall there for Mockin. Now this is a long section here. Dylan right behind him through these S's. Again, it can be done through here. You've got to have full confidence on between both drivers. And look at that, Dylan, that tiny little mistake. He's just able to carry the speed through and past him. Kameets looks for the switchback. Tries to fake Dylan into a move. Almost gets himself right into the rear wing of Dylan though. Into these S's. The back half of this circuit. Nothing in it between these two. 9.5 minutes into race 1. Big gap developed back to 3rd then. Obi 3 seconds down in the Corvette. Oh, Obi on the mediums as well. Damn, Obi. Spanking it around here on those medium tyres. Pilgrim on the softs. Bo just coming around that corner. He's dipped it into the wall a little bit. Apache 3 seconds down. Again, just still stretching that gap out between himself and Don. Another 3.3 back for him. Skippy another 6.8 back in 8th. Another Corvette on circuit. Manny in the Lexus in 9th. He's under pressure though. Fudder and Ricky J pretty close to him. Jonesy not that far off the field either. Jonesy's on the softer tyres compared to the drivers in front of him. The Alpha 4C for Fudder. Goes into the wall there. No, Skippy. No, Skippy. Oh, Skippy's got turn 1 all wrong. Has he? Oh no, he's doing stuff. Oh, he's just had to wait for everybody to get out of the way before he can get himself back on circuit. Oh, what a shame, Skippy. He's going to be so far down on the medium tyres. 11 minutes into this first race. It's going to be hard pushed to gain any positions back from that. So Dylan slowly but surely opening that gap up again between himself and Mockin. The gap up 3/4 of a second as they exit the hairpin. Mockin gets a little bit of a wobble on the exit. And again, Dylan gains a couple of tenths on him on the exit of that corner. 0.9 of a second now the gap. Trying to get that time down again. It's not working at the minute. He's thinking it'd be quite handy if Dylan picked himself up another second penalty here. So Obi back under threat then. Pilgrim has managed to pull that time down between himself and third place. There is just 0.3 of a second in it. Obi on that medium tyre. Pilgrim on the soft, so we'll be able to carry a little bit more speed around these corners, although the soft tyre on that Corvette don't seem to be doing too badly at all for Obi-Wan. Sorry, the medium tyre on that Corvette. Gets a wing up the inside, Pilgrim. Nothing Obi can do about that. Pilgrim just able to outbrake him and take that slightly tighter line through there. Gets himself back into that third position. Obi keeping himself within slipstream distance though. Bo's fallen out of that. 2.5 seconds back himself. Clear of Apache though, 3.9 seconds behind to him. Coming into the last couple of minutes then, about 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock. That gap opened up again up front. Dylan then leads by 1.2 seconds from Mockin. Into this hairpin. 2 minutes left on the race timer. Sideways out of there for Dylan. He's managed to gather it up, but he actually pulled a little bit more time on Mockin through there, but just loses that again on the exit with the sideways action. So another lap to go for these two at least. A little dink into the wall there for Dylan as well. Slow him down too much, but it has enabled Mockin Weeks to bring that time down a little bit. So probably final lap for these two. Pilgrim still hanging on to that third. Obi keeping him under pressure though. Also final lap for these two. Bo just tucked in the background, just 2 seconds back. Maybe the battle in front will allow him to close that gap back up. Apache falls a little bit further back on his mediums, then 4.5 seconds down in 6th. Don still 3.3 back off of him in 7th. Manny 16.9 down in 8th. Dinks into the wall there. Ricky J in 9th. So it's a horrible coloured pink you've chosen there, Ricky J. He's 4.3 seconds behind Manny. Got Tyre Slayer in the better looking pink. He's in 10th, just 1 second behind Ricky J. And there is Jonesy on his soft tyres, trying to gain anything he can from this one. Was at the back of the pack at one point. Must have made a mistake somewhere. Trying to gain those positions back then. Footer in 12th, still under pressure from Dodger here too. Captain Pugwash having a little bit of a race of his own, and there is Skippy trying to make anything of this race. Getting turn 1 wrong, the car ended up backwards on circuit. He literally just couldn't do anything or move anywhere until the other cars had come through. So he's here at the back of the pack, 3.2 seconds behind Captain Pugwash. Final lap on screen now then. Dylan just with a couple of corners to go. He's not made the mistake or crashed into a wall. And unfortunately, that's not helped Mockin out. But it is going to be Dylan then that comes home to take a race 1 win here then. He has a little bit of a wiggle as he crosses the line. Mockin Weeks takes 2nd. Pilgrim did hang on to 3rd then. Obi-Wan takes 4th position. Really good result on those medium tyres for him. Bo takes 5th. Apache is going to come home for 6th position. Pepsi Max, take the max bit off it, the rest of it's alright. Don comes home in 7th. Got Manny through these S's now. He's going to come home in 8th position. Oh, he tried to get the handbrake. It wasn't to be. Jonesy then did manage to get through past the 2 pink monsters, so he takes 9th. Tyre Slayer 10th. Ricky J takes 11th. Footer takes 12th. Dodger takes 13th, right behind him. Captain Pugwash coming up towards the line, then being chased down by Skippy, but it's looking good for Captain Pugwash. So he will take 14th. Skippy 15th. Yeah, what a shame for Skips. I don't think he was tangled up with anyone else. I don't think there was anyone else involved because I'm sure he was out on his own. So yeah, just ended up backwards in that Corvette. And like I say, he just couldn't move as everyone was coming around turn one. If he'd have backed out of that corner, he could have caused absolute chaos. Oh, that's not what you meant to be doing. That's what you meant to be doing. So there it is, official results then for race one. Dylan taking the win, Mock in second, Pilgrim in third, Obi in fourth, Bo fifth, Apache sixth, Don seventh, Manny in eighth, Jonesy in ninth, Tyre Slayer 10th, Ricky J in 11th, Fudder in 12th, Dodger 13th, Captain Pugwash 14th, and Skippy 15th. So race one done. Two more coming up. Second one will be reverse grid. It should be, if they remember to do it, it should be a rolling start as well. It just means the cars are a little bit more spread out. With the reverse grid as well, it the faster drivers at the back will always be pushing quicker into the corners, and it all closes up a bit too much, so that the rolling start just spreads the drivers out a little bit more. We kind of hope that means less chaos into the first couple of corners. It doesn't always happen. It can end up being even more chaos, but we'll see. We'll see. So, again, didn't say anything in terms of weather, but I know on Thursday night when it's a very similar setup for the Clios on a Thursday night. First two races, fine. Third race, absolutely tipping it down. Absolutely tipping it down. It was mental. But I will say, the sports medium tyres, or the intermediate tyres they were using rather than full wets, seemed to be gripping very, very well, considering it was chucking it down with rain. So, room just being set up then. We wait for everyone to get in. And we'll crack on with race two. Being given a time of 21:35. So, a couple of minutes left. Jason Duncan, if you're still in the chat, who is Vegas Paul? Forever Fast. I mean, Vegas Paul doesn't fit in, but Forever Fast kind of works. I don't know a Vegas Paul. So, lobby looking strong as well. No glitching from anyone. Good to see. I think we had a couple of drivers accidentally using Wi-Fi the other week, which, you know, everyone expects Wi-Fi to be pretty good, but not in the gaming world. Cables are king these days. Wi-Fi's and Bluetooths and whatnot. I'm sure it'll get better, but at the minute it was sort of cable was really good back in the day, and then Wi-Fi and Bluetooth came out, made things ever so quick. But now the difference is it's only bloody Ray Ray. It's only bloody Ray Ray. Ray Ray in the chat. Evening, brother. I've completely forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So everyone was, you know, when gaming was first a thing, everything was cables because Bluetooth and Wi-Fi wasn't about. If you're old enough to remember. I am. And then when Bluetooth and Wi-Fi and all that sort of, no cables, yeah. But then you forget, and when you throw your PlayStation pad across the room and realise it's not connected to anything, because that's what used to happen. You used to dash your pad knowing full well it was connected, and full well it would take all the power out of it, getting disconnected from the console. The second you got your first Bluetooth pad, and dashed it across the room in anger. Yeah. It was one of those kind of moments. But nowadays, Bluetooth and Wi-Fi aren't as quick as cables. I'm sure they're getting back up to speed, but Ray's old enough. He remembers. Captain Pugwash, what are you doing at the bottom of that hill, crashing into things? So that should pretty much be it. I think we're just waiting for a couple of drivers to press the old green tick. That one just there, but I can't click that, otherwise I'll be entering in the RS5 Turbo with no livery on it. And believe you me, you really don't want to see me behind the wheel. Well, especially being as I'm sat here with a pad in my hand and I don't even have a wheel and pedals anymore, or a rig. I wasn't bad, I'll tell you, I wasn't bad. I wasn't up there, I wasn't sort of, you know, at the top echelons, but yeah, I was alright. Never run a wire connection. Oh, well, you obviously have very good Wi-Fi in a good connectivity area. But yeah, the amount of drivers, I think we had a couple of drivers again on, was it Thursday or Sunday last week? It might have been the Monday league. I'm just saying the PlayStation automatically connected via Wi-Fi for them, but the, you know, the actual phone cable connector is just so much stronger. Less chance of any glitching. And again, you know, Ray, from your point of view, you never run a wire, but from your point of view, it looks fine. But it just might be everybody else's point of view where you're jumping around. So, race 2 just being set up then. We just wait for the little binoculars to pop up and then we'll jump in ourselves. So it should be a rolling start for this second race. It is. They have remembered. So they do start from just round the back end of this final corner on the circuit. They roll up towards the line. A little bit of warm in the tyres as they head up towards the line. You hear the beeps. There we go. And the hammer gets dropped then as they head down towards turn 1. Skippy's going to lead then. Captain Pugwash second. Dodger in third. Footer fourth. Ricky J in fifth. Tyre Slayer sixth. Jonesy seventh. Into turn 1 they go then. Oh, Footer carrying a lot of speed through there. Why, everybody coming through there rapidly. No chaos, everyone through there cleanly then, down towards these shipping containers. This is where it all might get a little bit tasty. Skippy still leading then. Captain Pugwash hanging on to that second. Dodger's right behind him. The brakes go on hard then into this right-hander. Oh, Ricky J's backwards. He's got rid of the nasty pink at least. He's now at the back of the pack, unfortunately. Oh, no, Footer's been tangled up. Who was that? Obi-Wan's backwards. Oh my god, it's chaos. You need reverse Obi's. Oh, Obi's lost all sorts of time here. So back up front, Skippy then. Look at this on the soft tyre up front. 2.5 seconds lead currently over Captain Pugwash. He's on the softs as well. Drivers behind him running up fast as well. Don and Manny side by side almost coming through there. Whoa, BMW's bouncing around. Manny's being closed up by Pugwash. Oh, he gets a nudge sideways. That was Don getting a little clip through the hairpin. So just gets that position back off him into third, then does lose that position to Manny. Back into third though. Don in fourth, Dodger fifth. Look at this, 4 drivers all looking to get into these S's. And they get through there reasonably cleanly as well. Don't even know who to point the camera at. Dylan slowly working his way through the field. Mockin unfortunately stuck at the back at the minute. Back of that pile of drivers anyway. Captain Pugwash under threat then for this third position. Don gets himself, no he doesn't. Almost got himself up the inside into turn 1. Oh, Pugwash gets the exit wrong though, he's not going to carry enough speed. He's going to get swamped here by a few drivers. Don's gone through, Manny's gone through, Tyre Slayer's trying to find the gap as well. And has done. Dylan already up into 7th position. He's weaved his way through the field. Now trying to run around the outside of everybody in the shipping containers area, especially around the outside of Tyre Slayer. Still side by side. There you go. Through he goes then, Dylan, into 5th. He's on an absolute stomp here. Skippy, meanwhile, is having a nice easy one at the minute. 2.5 seconds from Manny. RCZ was always your favourite car. Well, there you go. I didn't really have a favourite. It used to change every season depending what I was racing in. Manny then on the hunt for the lead. 2.6 seconds down. He's got clear air behind him as well. Don 3 seconds back. Look at this. Dylan chopping more positions out of people. Already up into 4th position on the medium tyre as well. He's been for an absolute stomp around here in lap 1 and 2. He's already hunting down 3rd position as well. Soft tyre in front. Everybody in front of him on soft tyres. Skippy dings into the wall a little bit there. He's still holding a little bit more speed though, so he's 2.7 seconds up the road from Manny. Don in 3rd in the Corvette. Dylan chasing him down. He's kicking off between Tyre Slayer and Pilgrim then. 5th for Tyre Slayer, Pilgrim 6th. Absolutely bumper to bumper heading down here. Will Pilgrim switch out to go for the move into turn 1? No, he doesn't. He's going to go for the chase down into the shipping containers. Doesn't get quite as fast an exit through the first turn as Tyre Slayer. Starts to close the gap though, coming into turn 2. But, almost too far back to actually go for the move there. Thought about it. Apache bolted onto the rear end of this Mercedes now in his Mercedes. There you go, Pilgrim all over the back of Tyre Slayer into this right-hander. Needs to carry good speed on the way out though. A few stabs to the throttle. Tyre Slayer pulls away again. Here comes Apache then. It's going to be 3 wide in a minute. Heading down towards this hairpin then. Everybody looking for any kind of space. Committed now though. Oh, Tyre Slayer breaks early. Gets a nudge up the rear from Apache. Side by side with Pilgrim on the exit. Shame between Tyre Slayer and Apache. Apache just able to break that a little bit later. Tyre Slayer hangs on to that position though. He does lose one to Pilgrim. So let's go and see what's happening back up front. Skippy still comfortably 2.7 seconds up the road. 6 minutes into race 2 here. Manny 2nd. He is also still holding 2.7 seconds over Don. Don though is starting to come under threat from Dylan behind. Dylan on that medium tyre versus everybody else on the softs in front of him. The Germans are having a good old fight behind though. Mercedes, BMW, Mercedes for 5th, 6th and 7th. Locking in 8th, finally managed to work his way through some of those drivers at the back of the field. In 8th at the minute, a long way down though from the lead of this race. Jonesy in 9th. Bo in 10th. Got Dodger in 11th. Captain Pugwash just goes a little bit deep into the shipping containers. Currently sitting in 12th. Ricky J's got himself back into this race as well. So although getting this shipping container area wrong quite early on in the race, up into 13th. Footer 14th. 5.5 back. So I think he's made a little mistake somewhere as well. And Obi-Wan Again, got the shipping containers. I'm not sure if he got tangled up in the chaos at that shipping container area on that one, but ooh, he's a long way down. 3 seconds off the back of Footer. And again, final positions from this race, finishing positions from this race determine your start position for race 3. So Obi needs to be up the field as far as he can. So Dylan's got himself past Don. 2 Corvettes pretty close together. Dylan just making those medium tyres work. The German still kicking off then. Pilgrim dips his car into the wall on the exit of that corner. The other 2 closing up on him then, up towards turn 1. Way in front of Tyre Slayer. Through they go for another run down towards these shipping containers then. Pilgrim in 5th. Apache in 6th. Tyre Slayer right behind him for 7th. Has a little look, nowhere for him to go at the minute. Now Apache has a look at the inside of Pilgrim. Brakes on into that one nice and clean. He goes a little bit deep through there. Pilgrim looks to come back, but she just hangs on to it, gets himself into 5th then. Pilgrim 6th, Tyre Slayer keeps himself bolted onto the back of these 2. Oh, Pilgrim's picked himself up a half a second penalty. He's cut one of the corners through there so tightly that all 4 wheels have been off the track. That's what happened to Dylan in race 1 as well. So he's got to lose that penalty on the exit on the start-finish straight. Ooh. Apache carrying far too much speed through there. Slings himself almost into the wall. Pilgrim gets back through. Oh! Tyre Slayer was carrying good speed as well. I'm not sure whether he's through. Is he? He's got the inside into the hairpins. Should be good enough to take this position. And he does. They want to stick right on the back of Pilgrim though. Although it says half a second penalty he's got to lose, it will end up being about a second. Into the S's. Just stick with these 3. We'll see what sort of damage this penalty does to Pilgrim. So in 5th, 0.7 of a second, 0.8 of a second ahead of Tyre Slayer, not anymore. So the brakes go on. These 2 will funnel their way past him. Pilgrim obviously not able to carry the speed. The brakes get applied for you when your penalty zone comes on. 0.7, 0.8, he's now 0.4 back of Apache, so it never quite works out correctly. Mocking Weeks then is closing up on these 3. 1.7 seconds back, 10.5 minutes into this second race. The Germans are still kicking off in front. It is now Tyre Slayer who's got his way past Apache. Cameras, keep up. So back up front then. Skippy has lost a bit of that lead. Look at these 3 cars closing up on him. So from 2.7 seconds he must have had a little bit of a mistake somewhere. It's down to 1.5 between himself and Manny. There is Dylan absolutely blasting these mediums around here. Just 1.2 seconds behind Manny. Still got Don in his rear view mirrors though, filling those up. He's on the soft tyre. Apache, Tyre Slayer and Pilgrim still having a punch up for this 5th, 6th and 7th. We're going to have one more driver bolted onto the back end of this fight soon. Mocking Weeks 1.6 seconds back. Again, with those 3 having a battle in front, it will slow them down. They won't be able to take the fastest racing lines, whereas this man at the minute will be able to take the fastest racing lines. So Bo having a little bit of a lonely one. 4.2 back from Mockin, 2.3 ahead of Jonesy. Jonesy's got 1.4 back to Dodger. He's under pressure from Ricky J. Ricky J get the move on the Dodger down here. Don't think he's quite close enough before turn 1. Brakes on for turn 1, then not this time. Ricky J stays in 12th, and Obi makes up a couple of positions. He's into 13th, got himself past Footer, got himself past Captain Pugwash. Footer looking for that 14th as well, off of Captain Pugwash in front. On pad is Captain Pugwash, so not the cleanest of moves here, or movements. Not able to get past him yet though for Footer. So Skippy, that lead coming down even further, 0.8 of a second between himself and Manny. There is Dylan, just 0.8 of a second back, and Don just 0.5 of a second back. So Apache, Pilgrim and Tyre Slayer all still pretty close together. Mocking Weeks hasn't been able to close that gap up yet. They're all starting to concertina together down here. Skippy currently leading. He's got a minute and a half to try and hang on to it. One more lap after this, Skips, that's all you've got to do. Just fend these boys off, make that Corvette as wide as you possibly can. Manny though, right behind him, 0.3 of a second back as they hit this start-finish straight. That's going to help him close that gap up towards turn 1. Not enough, I don't think, to make the move into turn 1. Oof, Skippy's gone a bit deep through there though. Damn it, cameras, stop giving people epilepsy. Absolutely side by side, but the WeatherTech Corvette should be able to outbrake into this corner and holds onto it. Dylan tucked right under the rear end of this Lexus now then. Oh, carries great speed through there. Little flap on there. Oh, Don squeezes his way through. What a move from Don. Saw the tiny little mistake. Nothing Dylan could do about that. Manny got the wobble on coming out of that corner, and that's given Skippy the break he needs. About a second gap then, just outside of that slipstream range. Battle back on though for third. Dylan trying to come back and take that position off of Don. Squeezes through there on the S's, carrying the speed through, looking to get past Manny here as well. What an absolute maniac is Dylan. How has he carried so much speed through there? So on board with Dylan then. He is the man to chase down Skippy in front, 9/10 of a second behind him. And just the S's and the final corner to go. 0.8 of a second then for Skippy up front. .7 of a second, 0.6 of a second. Back up to 0.7. It could be on here for Skippy. He could be taking a win. Through that little kink, he is going to take the win. It wasn't enough for Dylan to carry that speed, so Skippy leads from the start of the race to the end. Dylan coming from the back to take second. Manny and Don having a punch up there for third and fourth, but Manny takes third, Don takes fourth. Apache 5th, Pilgrim 6th, Mocking Weeks did come home in 7th. Tyre Slayer must have made a mistake somewhere. He comes home in 8th position, slipped on your own banana skin, maybe. Bo takes 9th, Jonesy's going to come home in 10th. Ricky J takes 11th, Dodger takes 12th. Obi-Wan, crashing into the walls again, takes 13th. Footer comes across the line to take 14th. And Captain Pugwash takes that final 15th position. So that was race 2. Yeah, pretty hectic final lap that was. Well done, Skippy. Yeah, Dylan really pressing in those final couple of laps. A slight mistake almost cost him second. Be intrigued to know how he carried so much speed out of that hairpin and up the hill. Just absolutely fired past Manny, absolutely fired past Don, just straight past them, like they were standing still almost. There you go, race 2 done and dusted. Should we have a look at official results, shall we? Go on then. There is the man from down under up the top there. So he's been flipped upside down tonight. He's on the top of the leaderboard. 157.4 for his best lap though. Dylan sticking a 156.4 in. Full second quicker than him, but not enough to take the win. But second place again should be pushing him closer and closer towards Mockin's championship lead at the minute. Manny takes third, Don takes fourth, Apache fifth, Pilgrim sixth, Mockin seventh, Tyre Slayer eighth, Bo ninth, Jonesy 10th, Ricky J in 11th, the Dodger in 12th, Obi-Wan in 13th, Footer 14th, and Captain Pugwash in 15th. Oh, maybe Obi caused the chaos in the shipping container section. Maybe. He just come in the chat saying, sorry again, everyone, for doing a Grosjean. Yep, it happens. So, race 3 going to kick off at exactly 10 o'clock. Final positions. So those positions there are going to be start positions for race 3. That will mean Skippy up front, Dylan on second position on the grid, Manny third, Don fourth, Apache fifth, and so on. So can Dylan get a good start from race 3 and get himself up front early on? Can Skippy do it again? So time of day change, but it doesn't look like the weather's changed. We should still be on for a dry track, a dry race. It's not pretty here in the wet, that's for sure. Yeah, Tyre Slayer lost the back end around one of the corners at the end of the race there. Just allowed Mockin to come through and take that position. Too heavy footed. Must have had the back end lit up. So, is it going to be Corvette? What do we have? It's going to be Corvette, Corvette, Lexus, Corvette, Mercedes, Mercedes, Mitsubishi, BMW for the top 8. Corvette obviously a popular choice for this league. So a couple of minutes, we'll crack off with race 3 then. Again, Dylan should be in a good position here. He's usually on the button on the start, so might be able to get the jump on Skippy. And if he can get himself up front with no other sort of really super fast drivers behind him, he'll just start pulling away. You'll see that in race 3 here. Again, if that happens, if he's able to get ahead of Skippy early on. And I don't know how these alien drivers do it. It's just so consistent from them. You know, you guys in the chat, I'm sure if you've raced, you know that, yeah, I'm consistent. I'm getting similar sort of lap times. I'm blah, blah, blah. I'm hitting all those apexes and corners. And then someone like Dylan will come through and just take 2 seconds out of your lap. For no other reason than he can. Drugs Bunny 46. Interesting. What drugs might this bunny be on? And is he sharing? Or does he just arrive at your house with a selection of stuff? What is this drugs bunny? Okay, race 3 just about to kick off then. Let me in, damn it. So there it is. Skippy up front, then Dylan in second, Manny third, Don fourth, Apache in fifth, Pilgrim sixth, Mockin seventh, Tyre Slayer in eighth. Won't see them all. Lights go on then. We'll get ready to start this final race. It is a good start from Dylan. Is it going to be enough to get the move? He's already ahead in terms of... still side by side though around the corner. But it is Dylan that scoops his way through then into the lead. Skippy second, Don third. 3 drivers. Mocking Weeks also scoops his way through into fourth for him. Way past, running up towards the shipping containers. Wow, I want to get up front. Give me a decent camera angle coming through here, you stupid game. Skippy goes a bit deep. Everybody through there cleanly, are we? Yes, we are. But we must have had... Oh, Pugwash. No, Pugwash getting the exit wrong. Tangled up with Bo, unfortunately. So look at this already. Look, I told you a second up the lead. Mocking Weeks has actually managed to get his way through into second as well. Running his way past some of those drivers. So it could be on here for a first race showdown. It's exactly the same positions, first and second. Skippy in third, under pressure from Manny though. Up the inside. Skippy, you on your nose on the soft tyre for this final race. And he gets through into third though. Skippy just about holds on to fourth. Apache looking for a way past on the run up the hill. S is coming up though. Pilgrim being pressured by Don. Oh, Apache's into the wall. Apache's into the wall. He's hit Skippy. Managed to hold on to it. Oh, Obi-Wan again. Obi-Wan into the wall. Gets pinned across track. That's probably him at the back of the field again. Almost. Oh, Pugwash has already put himself in the pit, so Obi can go then. Oh, Obi's ejected himself from the race. Left the room, so I'm not sure what happened to him. It is Dylan that leads then. 1.2 seconds currently over Mocking Weeks. Second back to Manny in third in the Lexus. Brakes lit up hot round here. Skippy holding on to fourth. Apache fifth. Don sixth. Tyre Slayer seventh. Pilgrim in eighth. Jonesy ninth. Got Ricky J in 10th. Fast through there. Dodger in 11th. Footer in 12th. Bo 13th, again just getting tangled up with Captain Pugwash. He's into the wall through there on the medium tyres as well for Bo. Pugwash sitting out this final race. He said he might do in the chat anyway, so yeah, that's where he is. And unfortunately, Obi's got this one wrong again, and he's backwards. He's ejected himself out of the lobby. Maybe he'll come in the chat and tell us what happened. I don't know. I don't know if he was tangled up with anyone else. them. Look at that battle back there. Look at that. That was absolute. Where have you lot gone? 4 drivers looking for a way through. Was it you lot? Spread out now. 4 drivers coming through that hairpin. So Dylan then with a 1.5 second lead pretty much as he crosses the line. Mockin trying to chase him down. And he in third. Loses a little bit of time to Mockin in front as well. Gap at 1.4 seconds between him and second place now. Skippy another 1.7 seconds back. He's being hunted by an Apache. Don closing up on him as well. There's Pilgrim in 7th. A little bit of a gap then back to Jonesy in 8th. Tyre Slayer and Footer pretty close behind him. Footer having a quick look at Tyre Slayer actually. Tyre Slayer on the mediums for this final race. Softs on for Footer. Ricky J on the softs as well. Dodger on the softs. Dylan then, see, this is just what he does. 1.7, nearly 1.8 seconds up the road from Mockin. And he loses a couple of tenths to him as well. Still out of danger from Skippy behind. But Skippy is not out of danger. There is an Apache closing up on him down towards this hairpin. He's got a mirror full of Don as well. He's in slipstream range at the minute, Skippy. Sorry, Apache on Skippy. Corner completely wrong, Apache. Here comes Don. That mistake just costing him then. Don just able to carry the speed through. Oh, little dink into the wall through there as well for Apache. That's going to cost him a tiny bit of time. Pilgrim's closing up on him now. Just 0.6 of a second back, and that gap is coming down. These shipping containers then. Lap 4 of this final race. Nice and cleanly through there for Apache, cleanly through there for Pilgrim as well. Don in front, not making any mistakes either. Tiny drag down the wall there as well for Apache. Nobody able to close up on anybody else yet then. These two still 1.7 seconds apart. Manny still keeping himself in touch though, 1.6 seconds back himself. Skippy then in 4th, 1.8 seconds clear of Don in 5th. Tight line through there. There is Don in another Corvette. There's about 4 of them on circuit tonight. Pilgrim all over the back of Apache. Mercedes versus Mercedes as they come into these S's. Nobody into the wall on the exit this time. In front, just getting a little bit of a slipstream off of Don. That's just helping him out to stay ahead of Pilgrim here. Again, keeps himself right under that rear wing, 0.3 of a second in it. Everybody looking for any kind of tow as they run up here towards these shipping containers. Pilgrim closes up on Apache. Apache goes slightly defensive on the way into this corner. Does it affect his run out? Not at all. Not at all. They stay as they are. Oof, a little bit of a sway there for Pilgrim on the exit. So Don holds on to that 5th. Apache stays 6th. Pilgrim stays 7th. Minutes into race 3 here then. Dylan leads 1.5 seconds. He's lost a couple of tenths to Mockin. Tyre wear now jumped up to ×3. Starting to see a little bit of wear on these tyres. A little bit more on the front of Mockin's than there is on Dylan's. Time had just dropped to 1.2 seconds. It stretches back up to 1.5 now though. Again, Manny falls back a little bit more, gap at 1.9. Skippy 3.8 seconds down in 4th. Again, still got a little bit of breathing room behind. Don 1.1 seconds back. Another Corvette, both on the soft tyre for this final race as well. Pilgrim's got past Apache. Mercedes battling it out for 6th and 7th. Apache has a little look. Nowhere to go into turn 1. Back on the hunt then down towards these shipping containers. Pilgrim not looking to go defensive into this corner yet. Apache goes for the outbreak it up the inside, almost side by side through there. Pilgrim has to leave the door open. Apache's not been able to carry the speed through though. He's not been able to carry the speed out either. Dinks into the wall on the exit. Falls a little bit further off the back of Pilgrim, 0.7 of a second, 0.8 of a second. Tyre Slayer then leading this next pile of drivers, sitting in 8th at the minute. Got a mirror full, oof, mirror full of Jonesy's just clattered into the wall. Ricky J in at 10th, just 0.6 of a second behind him. There is Fudder as well in that fight, just a second back at the minute himself. Dodger struggling a little bit in the 4GT. We've lost Bo from this race as well. Pugwash is sitting it out, and Ogie's dipped himself out of this final race tonight. Oh, Mockin Weeks then with a mistake somewhere. Maybe? Dylan just putting an absolute flyer. 156.2. Oh, sorry, that was the wrong one. Consistent. 156.1, 156.1, 156.2 from Dylan. Gap stretches to 2.7 seconds then. Nearly at 12 minutes here in this final race. Weeks falls off the back of Dylan. Still got Manny just lurking in the background, 2 seconds behind him. Any kind of mistake could cost him that position. Skippy still holds on to 4th, but Don has closed the gap up on him. Just half a second in it between the 2 Corvettes now then, battling for 4th. 3 minutes left in this race. Pilgrim in at 6th then in that Mercedes. Still not quite out of danger himself. Apache's 3/4 of a second behind him. J to the front of this next pile though, and into 8th position. Tyre Slayer in 9th on his mediums. Footer behind him in 10th. Jonesy in 11th. Dodger still struggling in that 4GT. Jonesy's made another mistake here then. Losing a couple of positions. So he's got a nice easy jaunt round now, 3 seconds between himself and Mockin. I think Mockin might be struggling on his tyres here a little. He's managing to stay ahead of Manny behind him, pulling a little bit of time on him as well, so I think Manny's tyres may be struggling here a little bit. Skippy then coming under more pressure for that 4th position. Corvette versus Corvette. Gets a great exit out of there though, Skippy. Pulls about half a second back on Don. Might just be what he needs to secure that 4th place in this final race. A minute and a half left on the race timer then. this will become final lap for everybody, I think. Dylan then 2.8 seconds up the road, mocking through turn 1 a little bit quick, dinks into the wall. Shouldn't cost him much time. Still got 2.1 seconds over Manny for third. So Skippy holds on to 0.8 of a second lead currently. Still being hunted by Don though, both drivers on that soft tyre. So some fast sections are coming up then. Can Don close the gap up on Skippy and go for the move before the end of this race? 0.6 of a second, 0.5 of a second. That time coming down ever so slowly. Just drops below the 0.5 of a second mark as they head through these S's. Don get the move done into the hairpin. Maybe a little bit too far back. Skippy holds on to that apex. Let's get ourselves back up front then. We'll see these drivers cross the line. Final lap flashes up on screen. Dylan through the S's then, just the final corner to go now. Pulls another big chunk of time over Mocking Weeks here as well. A gap at 3.5 seconds as he comes around that final corner. Probably going to stay very similar as he crosses the line. And there it is. Second win for Dylan tonight, taking top spot. Mocking Weeks coming up towards the line, then takes a little bit more paint off his car. 3.7 seconds back in second. Manny comes home in third, 2.1 seconds back. Skippy, just Skippy does take fourth. Don takes fifth. Real good battle between those two in that last couple of laps. Apache takes sixth, managed to get himself back past Pilgrim. He takes seventh. Ricky J takes eighth. Tyre Slayer takes ninth. Footer comes home in 10th. Jonesy is going to take 11th. Dodger will take 12th. Captain Pugwash has already crossed the line. Unfortunately, we've lost Bo and Obi-Wan from this one. Not sure what happened to Bo. Obi, we found backwards on track a couple of times, unfortunately. Maybe he's got miffed with himself and decided he's had enough. He's dipping out. So Dylan takes another win here tonight then. So good points on the board for him. That will close the gap up on Mocking Weeks. Again, Mocking Weeks had 2 seconds, so he's still pulling good points himself. Just that middle race. Dylan was able to get back up into second, and Mocking, where did you? 4th, 5th? Something like that. So still good points, but again, it just allows Dylan to close the gap up as we come into the final round next week. I believe it's the final round. It is last race. I'm on holiday next week. Well done, everyone. Okay, Darwin Drone Tube. Pugwash as you are. No problems, Skippy. There we go. So that is it for tonight. I am actually back tomorrow night at 8:30 for round 2 of DSC's Premier League year. So they run a sort of football themed race, and they use different cars and different tracks, and it's a look back over the last few seasons. So it's different cars, different tracks every week. So come and check that out. That's going to be 8:30 tomorrow night. And then I'm back on Thursday. Is it final round of the Clios on Thursday as well? Is that round 7? It might be the following week. I'll have to have a look. But back on Thursday for the Clios, 9 o'clock as well. So currently it's Thursday, Sunday and Mondays. 9 o'clock Sunday, 9 o'clock Thursday and 8:30 Monday. As we get booted out the lobby. But yeah, some great racing there tonight in Tokyo. Always a good circuit for racing. We do see a lot of drivers. Well, we don't not anymore. We used to see a lot of drivers trying to do the old drive around the walls and stuff like that, but we don't like those. We don't like those kinds of people. Right, sorry, looking at a flappy screen, but that's pretty much going to be it from me tonight. Again, I am back tomorrow night at 8:30, so come and check that out for the DSC Premier League years. A look back over the last few seasons. And then again, Thursday night at 9 o'clock, same time, same place. As well on Sunday, 9 o'clock, same time, same place. But that's it for me tonight. I hope you've all liked what you've watched. If you have, make sure you click those like buttons. Subscribe if you haven't. Most of all, tell your mates, tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.